Hey there, gangsters and gangbusters. We're talking about Kaiser knives. Nothing like playing with knives every day. Going to the studio, what are we going to do? We're going to play with knives. Yes, we are. We're going to check them out, see what's up. The world of knives, so crazy out there. You know, 5-6 years ago, what? I mean, these Chinese coming in now, days, and everybody is kind of getting used to the fact that they're making world-class knives. They're storming the market. It's just insane. And Kaiser is one of those companies. Check out the ano on this thing. It's just so crazy. Wow. I mean, this is like that Tim Britton Tango design. And there was some talk about, did they steal his design or did he give them that design? And he had that. I had a Tim Britton Tango. And you could probably still find them on the secondary market, this and that. But in any case, so this is like that because I had one. I swear to God, the Tango I had from Tim Britton was just like this knife, except it didn't have Kaiser on it. It had his name just kind of scratched into the blade. But it seemed so much the same. Whatever. It was just wild. Any case, I just thought I'd put both these knives in the same video because one's got a dark blade and one's got a light blade. But they are both stunningly anodized. This one's got more purple and stuff. I don't think there's probably not two that are exactly identical. How they do that, I mean, I've seen a technique before where when they anodize something, what they do is they get a sponge that's electrically, they got a probe that's electric or that's clipped to the sponge, and it's electrically charged, and then they ground the actual scale, and then they hit. I mean, it's soaked in a electrolyte solution, and then they touch it, and then they change the voltage and touch it, and change the voltage and touch it. So at the higher voltages, you get purple and this color blue, and as you reduce it, you go down to the bronze and the yellows. So wherever it's a coarse sponge, and wherever it didn't make contact before, it makes contact at the lower, a different color level temperature. I mean, that's one way, and I don't know that that's how they did this, but I'm trying to figure out exactly how they did that. But I'll bet there's no two that are exact. But if you're going to run hundreds and hundreds of them, you probably got it set up to where they're going to be very, very, very similar. But this one's like a coated blade. These are all old school Kaiser. These are the 401C1 and the 401C2 blades. And if you can look here, 401, come on, 401C1. It's like I got 401C1, 401C2. If I'm going to shake like that, I can't do brain surgery anymore. So C2, C1. I know, I like the pop, I like the color, kind of a little bit too glitz type ostentatious thing, but that's kind of me, and I like it. I've had enough regular gray titanium. I've had plenty of black G10, so it's kind of fun when they do this, and the sculpting of the scales. So you got this titanium framelock flipper with S35VN steel blade, sculpted titanium lock up. Pretty good both ways. About 35%. And you can open them with these are, like I said, old school Kaiser. See the pivot being different. This is kind of the original deal. And this kind of pivot is the new swirly, more decorative one, pinwheel thing. This is the old school one. And I take a very thin bladed screwdriver and just slide it. I don't have one that'll go both, across both slots. but just onto one and turn it and it works. But you can also use, come here, this isn't the right size probably, but you can use, see how this is an Allen wrench? So, I mean, opening, so you can get, and this is too small, but you can see how I am turning the pivot a little bit with this one, and this isn't quite the right size. I think it was a number 4 or number 5 Allen. In any case, so you can do it that way, which is, you know, is that a no-brainer? And I think these are number 8 Torxes. But is that pretty? Yeah, as the clouds roll by out the window, you know, it changes the light in here. I might want to kick the light up a little bit in here. In any case, so, but I thought I'd do both of these. These are 3.5-inch blades, to my knowledge, which is right at 90 millimeters and overall 21 centimeters, which is about 8 1/4. Let me get that blade length for you exact. Right there, 3.5. Maybe just a tad over. And depending on where, you know, as this scale, you know, curves away here, that's more like, you know, 3 5/8 or something, but whatever. Same on both, I believe, so let's just confirm that. Yeah, 3.5 right there. 8 1/4, 21 centimeters overall, 90 millimeter blade length. And I'm going to guess 3.5 millimeter blade stock. No, 3.85. So pretty good blade stock. 0.154 of an inch. 0.155. Okay, so it's pretty much the same deal. Probably 3.85 millimeter, 3.9, 3.89. So, good thick stock on the S35VN steel. You have phosphor bronze washers. You do not have bearings. You do not have a hardened steel insert in the lock bar. This is before they started doing that. Now they do it on all their knives. But this is before they started doing that. But these phosphor bronze washers, this one here, I can tell, doesn't swing as free because I haven't been messing with it enough. They smooth out and wear over a period of time. If you want, you can take it apart, put a little bit of nano lube on there, or you can take it off and you can take the phosphor bronze washers out and you can polish them if you want. And that'll make it smoother too, more quickly. They're gonna polish themselves over time, okay? So, I mean, they'll get smoother and smoother. I mean, you know, and Medford knives, they use phosphor bronze. And, you know, other people do too. Don't use bearings necessarily. A Hinderer doesn't use bearings, you know? So, it's not that unusual, but yes, Kaiser's gone to bearings now and the lock bar inserts. I've never had a Kaiser knife have lock stick. Don't ask me why, but I haven't. They really do their lock bars really well. And they're not, you know, too heavy a lockup, about 35%, like I was saying. It's not that big a deal. You've got a titanium pocket clip and it's inset in here, so one screw is enough. And tip up, tip down, right hand. No left hand carry. And you got a lanyard hole. Let's get this black box from behind here. It's bad enough with this gray. In any case, lanyard hole. No left hand, but right hand, tip up, tip down. Good looking knives. I mean, it just pops. The color just pops. It's really cool. Now, if you like black blade, I mean, that kind of has a different look to it. It really, I don't know, makes it look more badass. Maybe a little bit more clean, sophisticated, and polished. You know what I mean? This is a stonewash. And I saw a review of a guy who took the grind areas and polished them up, took the stonewash off of them, and just left it up here on the flats. So that was kind of interesting. You know, it wouldn't take your printing off of here. You just got to take that sticker off. You could tell these haven't been used, right? I mean, who would have a knife for months and months or years and never take the China thing off of it? And they're very sharp. Very sharp. Very sharp. Wow, that just flies off. I think it was afraid the blade was coming towards it, so it just jumped off. Good Lord. Wow, that's pretty sharp. Okay, we'll watch how much we're flipping them around here, because I don't want to be losing any more blood volume. Yeah, this one's not as slick, but it'll still flick out. Not quite as easy, but it will. So you can thumb flick it like that. This one, here you go. Thumb, thumb, there you go. Yeah, you can hear that one. Yeah, it's a little smoother. It is just worn in better. And if you want, you're right. And you know, there's no blade play or lock rock on either of these. That one's centered up perfect. And so is that one. Okay. So they're both really good. They're both centered up really well. What do you think? I mean, it's you know, it's up to you. If you like things that are a little bit more sedate and you don't really like the color, or you don't like the texturing. I like the fluting on the handles. I like the colors on the handles. The blade shape is really nice. And you've got jimping up here for traction. Open design, easy to clean. The standoffs are right there. They're shiny. You know, the hardware's nice and shiny. I think I heard somebody says he couldn't get any magnetism off the hardware. And so he thought, well, my God, it's titanium. I don't have any either. There's no magnetism here. And so he threw it in. He thought he's going to anodize the standoffs, make them gold or some odd color. Turns out they're 300 series stainless. Which is not magnetic, you know. So it was stainless. Anodizing stainless, no. So he gave up on that idea. So that was, I think he did get them to kind of a bronze color, actually. It's just not the same as electrically anodizing titanium. In any case, so there you go. And the stainless steel screws, I've put some pressure on them before, and because one or two, it inevitably is locked down tighter than the others, and it comes undone. I mean, I've never broken a screw, so they're pretty tough. Pretty tough. Yeah, different, like here on the pivot. Not as decorative as they are now, but check this out. I'll give you the lowdown. You know, this is just the regular one, but see, in the day, the MSRP was $264, and you'll see on the Blade HQ deal that Kaiser's closing these out, and so they're reducing their prices. And I remember couple years ago, I mean, these things were selling for $180, and so now it's $85. Okay, and apparently somebody likes them. You get 4 out of 5 stars, and you know, the 401 series. These are both 401 series. Spear point, hollow grind. You know, 8 1/4 overall, 3.5 inch blade. You know, this one's satin, the other one's coated black. 5.5 ounces. So they're right. They're the weight is fine for the size and the fact that they don't skeletonize these. Tip up, tip down. And you can see the model number 401C1. So they call it blue. It's a lot of colors. It is a lot of colors. I just thought I'd throw this one at you too. Apparently they want a little bit more or a little bit less. What am I saying? A little bit less money for the black. See, there you go. 401C2, not C1. So, but at one time, $263. So, just saying, it's nice. I mean, it was like a year ago, I was catching Spider Code doing some closeout stuff, and I grabbed some of those, and just about the exact same dimensions and everything here. Just gray finish on the blade. So, while, strike while the iron's hot if these appeal to you, because looks like they're going away. They're closing them down. I don't know if they're going to come back with them and change the pivots, put bearings, lock bar inserts, or if this is just a model that will go away and not come back. Don't know. There you go, 8 1/4 overall. So basically the same size as a Mannix. See what I'm saying? Handle length about the exact same anyhow. Blade length really, really, really close. Really close. Yeah, grip. Same deal. So, very EDCable. Same size as the grip, same size as the Mannix, pretty much. Right in there. Not an appreciable difference. Let's get some weight on these guys. I'm sure they are both in the 5.5 range. Yes, they are. And that's 157 grams. 157 grams. Let's try this one. This is the dark coated. 154 grams. So 3 grams less. 5.4. So, yeah, just a little bit less. But in that normal EDC range for a full titanium frame lock flipper, sculpted scales, beautiful ano. So it's already pimped out for you, even the pocket clip. So, I mean, that saves you some money. One of the guys was saying, the other day is like, yeah, I spent like freaking 75, 80 bucks pimping it out. So, there you go. Saved you that. That's about all knife cost you is what he paid to pimp his. Any case. I like the style of the knife, the overall design. It feels good in the hand. This pocket clip is not tall enough to really cause any hot spots. Not for me. Okay? And I think you can get to it comfortably with your fixed sharpening system, because you do have a little bit of a choil in here to be able to, and the blade shape is not, is that a ever so slight recurve? But no, I think you're fine without having to get a curved rod or something. And this will do fine slicing, even piercing. Got plenty of your reinforcement up here at the tip for that. So really a good all-purpose blade design. This right here, a lot of protection, keep your hand from sliding forward. And you can see how the jimping, affects you. Although when it really comes to flipping the knife, the jimping really doesn't play much of a role here. I'm not feeling it, even though it's up here. It's more for where it's down in the fixed open position, making contact with your finger there, than it is up here. Now, this is a big enough shark fin here to get a hold of in any case. So really, I don't know. I've seen my share of knives with no jimping on the flipper tab at all. And sometimes I don't know that it really makes that much difference. Maybe it is more for this, than for grip up here. But I usually assume that jimping on the flipper tab should maybe be between here and here on one that is of this configuration, where you're going to, you're going to grab kind of the tip here, but you got nothing coming over here. Is that okay? Yeah, depending on, what you know, if you've had oily hands or whatever, then it becomes a little bit more of an issue, you know, so. But really, this functions really well for bronze washers, and they smooth out over time. But Kaiser's decided, hey, we're not going to do the bronze washer thing anymore. Just so much competition out there, and so many people really preferring the ball bearing pivots that they've migrated in that direction. So the bronze washers are gone, the ball bearings are in, but the prices are down. Take advantage if you want. Nothing fancy. I mean, you get the box, and it comes in you get paperwork, and you get, you know, a little plastic sleeve that the knife comes in, but, you know, a little bit of paperwork and just this box. So nothing real overwhelmingly fancy. But the knife itself is an eye-popping exercise in color. It really is. And a good blade. Good, sharp S35VN blade. Fairly thick stock. Very good grip. Good ergos on the handle. Okay? So, I mean, I don't care how you hold this one. Reverse is fine. Feels good. Standard carry like this. Yeah. So, I mean, good all-around EDC right there. Especially, you know, if it was like $200, you might not want to EDC it. But for under 100, hey, it changes everything. It does for me, that's for sure. All right, I'm going to leave you alone. I've bothered you enough. Take care, my friends. Oh, subscribe if you'd like. Subscribers are the only ones who are allowed to win on my giveaways, because they're what makes my channel hum. And table sales. When they come up, you know, so if you subscribe, you'll get to see what's coming up, table sales and this and that. And also, hey, people win all the time on my giveaways, and there's some pretty good stuff going out. So why not? Thanks for hanging out with me. You know what we do here on this channel. We love them knives, so stay sharp.